Hey Capricorn, welcome into your reading. Today we're going to take a look, just a general reading for the date of September the 21st through September the 28th. We're going to take a look at your past, we'll take a look at your present and your future, and then we will draw some cards from the cauldron to find out some of the things that we could probably work on together. So today we are going to be using the devil background. Capricorn is associated with the devil, the archetype in the tarot deck, so I thought that we could use that. The devil challenges us to take a look at our shadow self and to loosen logic and become loosened from the chains that bind us. So let's see what Capricorn's got going on. So we have the Knight of Swords in a reverse position. So there's a lack of some communication in a very dominant position here. Also, it looks like maybe there's a little bit of stagnant situation going on. We've got the Knight of Swords reversed, the Two of Wands reversed, and the Queen of Wands reversed. So we have these reversed cards right out of the shell in the recent past. And it appears that there was, with the Knight of Swords in the reversed position, a lack of communication of some type. And over in confidence, misjudgment, stubbornness, a chaos taking place, impulsiveness. And then we have the Two of Wands also in the reverse position. Whereas we would be looking out, for something to look forward to. It's kind of like this feeling I get of, a hopelessness or a helplessness type situation. Let's take a look at the Two of Wands in the reverse position too. Knight of Swords. I said Knight of Wands. I apologize here. My Two of Wands. How about that? Troll. Indecision, hesitation, lack of planning, stagnation, overthinking, resistance, doubt, and avoidance. What is going on? And then we have the Queen of Cups also in the reverse position. The Queen of Cups is this deep mystery, and she's got the black cat magic. Something was taking place there that's, kind of got you feeling like you're at a loss, like you were at a loss. Anyway, the Queen of Wands in a reversed position. We'll look at her too. Jealousy, insecurity, manipulation. I tell you what, I have been seeing this for the last week. It has to be in the air. And it's got you feeling like you're going to move off. You're going to move away from it. You feel stuck though with the gray skies. That's kind of the attitude. That's, you realize that there's a future out there for you, but right now you're just kind of kicking the can. You see that maybe you're in this position where it's like, oh no, not another one of these, kind of an emotion or feeling, stagnant, this turmoilic type of energy. So let's see what the present is holding for you. I'm hopeful that that's in the past. I am a hopeful. So we got the King of Pentacles in the upright position. Stability, groundedness. This could be talking about financial stability, in one sense, but it could also talk about emotional stability. Followed by the Nine of Wands in the reverse position. I'm going to keep going here just to kind of tell a little bit better story. I want to see something a little bit nicer for Capricorn here. The Nine of Wands is kind of like that letting go in that reverse position there. Let's take a look at Nine of Wands here. Yeah, giving up, stagnation, burnout, fatigue. So it's followed you into your present. Whatever this energy is, it's coming with you and drug along. But it looks like you are manifesting this magician. You are um, as above, so below. Eternity. And what that means for you is that you are trying to manifest a relationship. Perhaps we see the Three of Cups over in the future here. Um, and why not, right? I mean, you deserve that. We all deserve that happy ending. We all deserve everything that our hearts, desire. And but sometimes we have to like sit there and focus in on what is actually taking place. And it seems like there's just been nothing but this chaos in the past. It kind of seems like it's drug over to your future, but not as much. You're in a manifesting place, and I think you maybe feel like you're smarter than this. You know this, and so you're in the hanged man position right now, which is a good position to be in because it's internal focus. It also talks about a spiritual awakening. The magician holds all of the symbols. It's got the cups, the pentacles, the swords, the wands, and so as above would be anything that your heart desires, and you're trying to manifest it here on the earth. You're trying to get that, and I feel like maybe there is this spiritual awakening that's happening, this enlightenment, and it looks as though it's bringing forth this Three of Cups energy into your life. Okay, but I feel like you got to move away from this Emperor, whatever this situation is. This Emperor energy, we'd really like to see him in the upright, and usually followed by a particular set of cards. But for this case, what I'm seeing is that there's a disharmony, perhaps with a father figure. This could be your lover. This could be a close relationship, a family-oriented situation. We've got the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse position that kind of speaks of that, saying, whatever support group or whatever foundational place that you're in, it seems to be causing, there's a lot of conflict in it. And I'm not surprised by seeing these three cards right here, which has got you kicking the can. It's got you majorly focused in on it. But it looks like you're healing from this situation. And I'd like to say, the Three of Cups talks about a union, perhaps like a sisterhood, or a coming together. A lot of times people will refer these to a third party situation that's involved, that's causing commotion in one case. But that third party could be anything, really. And with the hanged man and the magician over here, I'm thinking there is just this emotional attachment that you have in this situation. It could be codependency. Perhaps you're depending upon, a salary of some type. Maybe it's from family, or maybe you work related, that you're dependent upon something, but you're healing your heart, and those are good cards to be surrounding those emotions. I could also talk about dependency, perhaps drugs or alcohol type scenario, but I'm not really getting that right off the bat, but it does have that kind of an energy to it too. But I'm seeing there's an imbalance. Okay, so these four cards are our crucible cards here, and this is what we're going to take a look at, and maybe it can help identify some areas where where maybe we can come up with a solution together. So we got the Temperance in reverse. Okay, and Temperance is the spiritual. Yeah, I like to see that Ten of Cups right here in the upright. So the Temperance is the spiritual. You notice that the angel has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. So it's 1 foot in your spiritual life and 1 foot groundedness. So obviously this is talking about this imbalance, that's happening. And we saw that right from the beginning with the Knight of Swords, with this chaos situation. This could be relationship. It could be fighting, feuding, arguing, bickering. But, whereas before you were, looking out at, trying to look out the window, so to speak, but the window's fogged over. You can't see clearly. There's, it's got you blocked in your heart space. It's got you blocked physically. perhaps with that codependent type of a scenario, financially wise. But in this present moment, keep in mind that this is the present moment that you are in a manifesting stage. So it's kind of like, you know, um, Abraham Hicks used to talk about these rockets of desire, and while there are lots of different ways for manifestations to take place, but it's sort of like when you see these negative aspects, you automatically send out this kind of an energetic signal that says this is what I want. And I kind of feel like this is where you're at. That while you're in this awakening state, that you're realizing all of these things that are taking place, and we know that this is what you desire, this beautiful relationship of some kind, while we see that, we see the new beginning too over here with the Fool card. So it's this youthful energy again. You want that energy back. You want to know that, when I step off this cliff, I'm not going to plummet to my death, that it's just a risk. And this is kind of like where you're at. It's like, do I take this risk and move on? Which explains to me why the Page of Pentacles shows up in the reverse position, because it's challenging you. It's saying, yes, in order to do this, you're going to have to take a risk, and move forward. And this could be emotional wise, moving forward within your spiritual awakening, to allow for those energies that come up, perhaps childhood wounding, or you've gone through relationships before, and you've been hurt, and so I'm saying, with the Page of Pentacles, that could be a couple of scenarios, but we're seeing the Death card in the reverse position, okay? And the Death card in reverse is kind of a where in the upright, it would be putting an end to something, and so it's in reverse. So it means like you're holding on to this, this blocked transformation. And I would like to say blocked transformation because, we did see, obviously, the Magician in the upright there, and then the Hanged Man. Both positions are talking about introspection, okay? But then it was followed by the Ten of Cups. So this tells me that you are looking for this harmonious union. You are definitely seeking love. But this could also speak of internal love, okay? Since we are still on the cauldron cards right here, these are begging us to understand that internal. And in the present moment, I feel like this is where you're at. So this doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship with someone, but the relationship with yourself. With the Ten of Cups in the reversed reverse position, we'll take a look at that and I'll show you. But it really speaks to that, a disconnection, family conflict, emotional block. Something took place, in your past, and we all have situations that come up, but I feel like this is still lingering. And the reason I feel like this is family is because we saw this Ten of Pentacles over here, and this talks about that, the legacy of family, or the support groups, whatever it was. So there is just this disconnection between these two. And I feel like this is what you want back, kind of in that nostalgia kind of way. So let's get a few more cards and see if we can be enlightened more on this. Okay, the Page of Swords. So it looks like hopefully there's going to be some information. This is in the passive position, so meaning there should be kind of a warm, gentle kind of information coming in about this. It's facing towards the Ten of Cups. Yeah. So I feel like there is something definitely coming in. Okay, the Page of Swords is this youthful, energetic, alive, ambitious kind of spirit, and also the communication card. The sword does represent the air signs. So there is definitely some communication about to come in, because it's followed by the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups, obviously, it's a divine union. It's divine information. It's something is about to be revealed to you. And it's partly due, in fact, mainly due to the fact that you're doing introspection on this. So I feel like you're not in a bad, there we go. Yeah. So The Three of Wands talks about the celebration, of this. I've already accomplished these things. I'm putting down my wand here in the soil, and I'm declaring that I am moving forward, right? So this is a great declaration right here. In fact, I love seeing this. It's perfect because it's followed by the Lovers in the reverse position. Now, it doesn't matter whether the Lovers is upright or in the reverse position. This is still talking about relationships, okay? So don't be disheartened by the fact that the Lovers is in the reversed, okay? But excuse me, I had to get a drink. Because we're trying to understand what these cards over here on this side, this cauldron card, calls us out to. And I feel like the answer that you're looking for, you want to know, when is this going to happen? When is this beautiful union going to come together? And it really does speak to the Magician and the Hanged Man. Okay, your answer lies right here. Okay, the Magician, the Hanged Man, and then this Death right here. So you want to see that Death in the upright position, saying, I've definitely put an end to it. But there is still this, there is still kind of this lingering energy from the very beginning right here that you're hanging on to. You're kind of clinging on to it. And like I said, I kind of feel like there is this, there is just this energy of not wanting to completely let go of something. Okay. Now, I believe I was told this probably by my grandparents, and it's the old saying, like, if it's true love, the old thing where you set it free, and if it comes back to you, then it's real, right? But for this instance, you got to ask yourself, when I set it free, or why am I setting it free? And we saw that there is some chaos and turmoil taking place. So you're trying to balance a question between, is my happiness worth staying in a situation where there's tyranny, there is probably narcissistic abuse taking place, there's control. Say, for instance, if you are under the thumb of some parents, for instance, who use money as a way to kind of keep you locked into what they feel is good for you. And I'm not trying to dislodge you from any parents or anything like that. But that can form a codependency to where you kind of put your own boundaries down and your own self awareness down in order to appease other people. That could be one, for instance. But the other one could be that you're in a relationship where there is a turmoil taking place, and that that this is a repetitive thing. You've seen it over again, cycle over again, and now you're in a position where you have to make a decision because this is becoming detrimental. But the other thing is that what I'm also seeing is that with the Magician, they're showing that there are new manifestations coming. The Magician represents manifestation, and also, the Hanged Man. So you're doing an introspection, maybe a spiritual awakening and enlightenment, and that is going within, and that is healing your heart. And so I feel like while there's three scenarios that are coming together, your third one is supposed to be what your cauldron cards were about. It's the internal focus. And I know it's like, if I just had this person or this relationship, I feel like everything would be better, or I could share myself with that person because we really like each other and I feel like there's such a connection, however that plays out. But the thing of it is I don't believe that there's coincidences. I don't believe that you can just turn a switch off and say, I'm going to leave this situation and then go to another one, and that you will not repeat the same things. I don't believe that. I believe that you will absolutely repeat those things over and over again. And those are hard things to hear, especially when you're in a place of a lot of resistance, and a lot of turmoil or chaos. You just kind of need a breathing room. So I kind of feel like the most important part about this read, what would be most beneficial, is take the time to love yourself first. Okay, you have to build your and I don't really like to, boost the ego in any way, but sometimes we need a little bit of an ego boost, just so that we can like get square with the world, right? So we can start believing in ourselves again, because I feel like something in this relationship really put kind of a kibosh on your self-respect, on your boundaries. And you started noticing it. And that's why the magician showed up. And that's why the hangman showed up. And those are all great cards. They're perfect for this scenario. But we want to see that death card flipped up. You need to put an ending to this. Okay, you have to make one of the hard decisions. And that's all about life, right? This could be a karmic relationship. And you can get online and you can look up karmic relationships and understand that, you're going to go through those. And the thing about it is that you don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe your family. You don't owe your partners. You don't owe them anything. Okay. Because if this relationship that you were in was so perfect, okay, there would be a different spread of cards saying something different. It would say that, you have sunshine in your life. You've got the sun card, the star, you've got, the moon, maybe for introspection, but I didn't see that. I saw something different. And I kind of feel like you're on your way. You're doing it. You're just scared. So I'm going to be here to motivate you to say, look, just keep going. You don't owe people anything. There should not be a regret for your sovereignty. Never should there be a regret for your sovereignty, ever. You have to put yourself first. And the thing of it is, because when you do that, that person will either follow along with you because they care about you enough to help introspect on themselves, change themselves, so that this Three of Cups scenario that you're looking for would be a harmonious union. Then we would see the Ten of Cups in the upright position. So I know that's what you want, and the thing of it is, it's coming. But I think the message today is, Capricorn, keep doing the internal work, okay? Move yourself away from any detriment. Move yourself away from relationship. Go somewhere else. Get out of that area, because you need to get your energy back. You need to get your self-esteem back. Your goals. This nostalgic look of this page energy. This beautiful exploration, and you need to get that back. You deserve that. And I just feel like that's really the message for today. So anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I hope you liked the video. I want you to know that you're right there. If this is confirmation for you, then that's good. Just keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head up. Everything's going to be okay. I love you and I respect you and I appreciate you coming here. So hopefully we'll see you again on the next one. Okay. All right. Bye.